All right, so you're looking at the heist that took place at the Louvre in France. Okay, guys, this is completely insane to me. Let me tell you why. I can't believe this story has gotten me in an uproar, but it has, and it's in my opinion, it's it's such an example of how weak France has become. I don't even trust France as a NATO ally anymore. The fact that you would let some of your most expensive valuables and historical jewelry get stolen in broad daylight is absolutely insane to me. It looks like something out of a movie. It looks like, it doesn't even. It looks like a cut from a movie. Like you wouldn't this wouldn't even make the cut in a movie. You know what I mean? Like, let's try it. Action. No, this looks too fake. But this is France. And this is an indication of who France, in my opinion, has become. Just like they have let the Muslims take over their society and their culture, and they're totally PC, they're totally woke with Emmanuel Macron. I just think this is another example and an illustration of how weak France has become. They should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, some of the details here. French crown jewels stolen from the Louvre in a daring robbery. So I'm reading, who is this from New York Times? Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon all denied that they were in Paris on Sunday, but an enterprising crew of jewel thieves with skills that matched theirs broke into the Louvre on Sunday and managed to take with the abscond with the crown jewels from the ancient regime of the Napoleon era jewelry. Thieves made off with jewelry of incalculable value and a brazen daylight robbery. How do you let this happen? Did you guys see the lift? Did they show the lift in that particular video? There was a lift. Like, you guys, have you guys seen these lifts before? If you're painting, they're doing construction on a large building. They're painting a large building, or perhaps they're putting up scaffolding, or just taking up supplies or whatever, and you don't have a stairwell when the building is first being built, and they use these big machines with these ladders that extend these big wheels on the bottom of this platform up top. And then they just go into the museum and they start chainsawing stuff and breaking through stuff to get these jewels. This is insane. One of the reasons that it bothers me is because it's not just the fecklessness, the fact that France would allow something like this to happen and in broad daylight, but I'm concerned about the history that could be erased. This is one of the things that concerns me, even with um, the No Kings. I'll try to tie this in. So much has gone on over the weekend that we're about to get into. It's absolutely insane. You're listening to the Carl Jackson Show. This is your daily dose of objective truth in a world of confusion and lies. And I'm going to tie a lot of these things together. I'm going to talk to you about the No Kings movement and why it isn't totally a laughing matter. Not totally a laughing matter. I watched a video earlier where some guy that's supposedly conservative, they mentioned a lot of talking points, but said, listen, some of the people that he ran into that were out at a No Kings movement were, voted for Trump, but they were concerned about some of the things that are going on with the economy. They're concerned about the bombings, the strikes that Trump is having on these narco terrorists, so on, et cetera. That isn't necessarily what they signed up for. And some of those concerns may be legitimate from people on the right. But I think Trump is totally justified in that. And I think one of the reasons why I was going to say no kings, no clowns, I almost slipped and said no clowns. But unfortunately, these protesters, these groups were full of clowns. And I don't say that to be rude, but this No Kings movement, the reason why it's not a total laughing matter is because the founders envisioned an informed electorate. I want to play a couple videos for you because they're devastating and they're scary to me. They're funny, but they're scary at the same time. I'm not sure if the first video is exactly what I'm looking for, but let's roll with it. Let's go with cut number one. But we're speaking about the No Kings movement. We've already talked about the Louvre. I'm also going to talk about this sniper's nest that was found in West Palm Beach, right near the airport where President Trump gets off of Air Force One, apparently where he exits and enters the plane. Perfect sniper's nest yet again. It's just weird. It's just a little crazy. Also, bombing the I guess it was a Colombian vessel this time, or a Venezuelan vessel. Trump is going at it back and forth with Colombia. Of course, he's got this meeting this weekend or this Friday with Putin. Now Zelensky said he's going to go to the meeting. But let's go to clip number one. And then I want to play you some of these No Kings clips. And I want to talk to you about my concerns. And the biggest concern is this. Let me just say this right off the bat. My biggest concern is when you see the amounts of people, and I know this wasn't grassroots. I understand that this is organized. I believe the vast majority of the people, probably 99% of the people there, voted for Kamala Harris, wouldn't vote for Trump, no matter what. But it's still an issue, and I'll explain why. Cut number one, please, Gabe.
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No King's Day?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
A couple minutes. And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President Trump?
I agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with, well, I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
Okay. All right. So look, first off, look at that young man. Look at that woman. That woman is at least 3 times older than that young man, and he stomped her just by asking basic questions. This is what concerns me about the No Kings movement. The No Kings movement is comprised of a bunch of people that are brainwashing a bunch of people, keeping them mad, keeping them angry, organizing. I got to give it to Glenn Beck. Credit where credit is due. I was able to listen to a part of his show earlier or on Monday or earlier. And he was breaking down the meaning of fascism, so on, et cetera, the authoritarian nature to fascism, but also the concern with people like this. I am extremely concerned. When I see videos like this, I don't take, it's hard to take them seriously, but I do at the same time, because these are the people that are giving you the Zoran Mandanis likely in New York City. And people, please go out for Curtis Lewa. I don't believe there's much of a difference between Mamdani and Cuomo, with the exception of Islamism, which is totally scary to me. But I wish people would focus on making it a one-on-one race with Sliwa and Mamdani, and that way, even if Sliwa loses in a one-on-one contest, you would the roles would be clearly defined, the positions, the policies would be clearly defined. All right, and that's what I want. I want clarity. I don't want a leftist versus a commie, because I think they're close to one and the same. I mean, Cuomo. The reason why Cuomo is. All these people are out there talking about how if Sliwa doesn't get out of the race, then or if he does, then Cuomo can win. I'm not convinced of that, because you got a lot of people that can't stand Cuomo in New York City, given everything that he's done. But what concerns me about the No Kings movement is that not only is it funded and sponsored by Planned Parenthood and what was it? Some of George Soros's organizations, the usual evil billionaires that want to destroy America. It's absolutely insane. But you've got a lot of people that will wind up at these rallies like this that should be the elders, should be the wiser in our society, and they're not. They don't realize that if Trump truly was a king, they wouldn't be out there protesting. They wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to go out and protest like they did. That's what makes it more concerning. I listened to a video earlier where a gentleman was like, "Some people that I met had some concerns. They voted for Trump." Frankly, those are policy positions, whether it's tariffs that you disagree with. And it sounds like Trump is backing away on some of those, because obviously once his big, beautiful bill kicks in, I don't think that those will necessarily be needed. But gas prices are coming down. So I think you're going to start seeing some changes in the economy. I do think there's going to be some pain in the economy, too, just because all of the inflation and the subsidies that were given during the Biden administration, along with the COVID lockdowns. And I know they're going to want to try to blame Trump for that. But I do believe that he's going to turn this economy around. But it is going to take a minute. I mean, Biden did everything he could to destroy the economy in 4 years, and people want Trump to make it better overnight, and it's simply not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But it is going to get better. I do suspect that it's going to take a little more time, but we are starting to see some differences, and we would like to see more. There's no doubt about it. But I believe that those things will slowly but surely turn around. So that doesn't concern me as much, because those people, you can show them the evidence, you can show them the benefit of the policies. But when you get a woman on the street like that, where you have obviously a kid that's college age asking her basic questions, why are you here? What specifically are you protesting? She's got a sign like Burger King. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever. That's what you should be afraid of. The useful idiot in the United States of America, that age, that has probably some level of influence, that still has no clue. Hey guys, Carl Jackson here for Freedom Chat. I'd like to take a moment to tell you something I'm really excited about, and it's more important today than ever before. It's called Freedom Chat, a next generation messaging app designed for people who still believe privacy and free speech matters. The team just launched their alpha version. It's available today on both Android and iPhone, and I'd like you to download it right now. Unlike the so-called free apps that spy on you and sell your data, Freedom Chat was built with your privacy first. Your messages are end-to-end encrypted. They're not stored on servers, and even screenshots are blocked. No tracking, no mining, no listening in, just private communication the way that it should be. And here's something I especially like. Freedom Chat has no ties to big tech whatsoever. It's built by people that I trust, and you can trust too. I believe in it so much that I've created my own private channel inside Freedom Chat at Carl Jackson, which you can subscribe to. Again, at Carl Jackson. There, I'll share exclusive posts and content you won't find anywhere else. And the best part, no one can see what channels you follow or which posts you react to. It's your own secure, curated feed. So if you're ready for a messenger that actually reflects your values and keeps your conversations private, head over to freedomchat.com and download it today. That's freedomchat.com, where freedom still means something. Okay, so no kings, right? Let me remind you that, again, this is why it's so scary to watch, like the video that we just watched, why this is so scary. So these people say no kings, no authoritarians, no fascism, right? No totalitarian government. That's not what they want. Okay, are they sure? I mean, did they live through the COVID lockdowns with the Biden administration? I'm just wondering, did they live through the Obama era? When we got Fast and Furious, when we got the IRS scandal, did they live through that? Did they see that? Did they experience the COVID lockdowns? Were conservatives the only one that experienced that under the Biden administration? Were we the only ones that watch pro-lifers just because they like babies go to jail? Catholics persecuted? Were we the only ones that saw that? Were we the only ones that saw the sweetheart deal that was given to Hunter Biden when he had a gun charge, when he had all this incriminating evidence against him on that Hunter Biden laptop, and we saw him get a sweetheart deal from Biden's DOJ, so much so that literally a judge had to say, wait a minute, this is crazy. I mean, Biden was trying to shield his family from investigations. It's crazy. We watched the weaponization of the federal government against candidate Trump at the time, including the raiding of Mar-a-Lago. Like, this is what scares me about the No Kings movement, because they don't recognize real authoritarian traits when they see them. And they can be brainwashed, and they can be told, hate this person, hate Charlie Kirk, hate Donald Trump, hate you, hate me. But they don't recognize the people that literally use the government to weaponize their opponents, that literally use the government to censor people on social media. I mean, I can go down the list. You guys remember what it was like to live under the COVID lockdowns. Oh, you know what? If you didn't get a jab, you can't go here. You can't shop here. You can't work here. All of that done with the permission of Biden voters and Democrat voters at the helm of the Biden administration. All of that done then. We hadn't seen authoritarianism like that. Definitely not in my lifetime. I don't know at what other part or in history, in American history, where anyone had experienced that, with the exception of perhaps Jim Crow, the Democratic Jim Crow in the South. I mean, I have no idea. It's crazy. It's insane. So apparently, they're only concerned, those that went to the No Kings movement protest, they're only concerned about tyranny. They're only concerned about authoritarianism. They're only concerned about fascism if they believe it's the other side that's doing it. But if they're doing it, then they don't mind, because they believe that they're moral. They believe that they're righteous. And that's scary. That's just scare the crap out of all of us. As funny as it is, and it is funny, let's be real. Some of these people are straight up idiots. All right, that's funny. But at the same time, I look at it and I'm like, how can you be so easily duped? America cannot survive without Judeo-Christian values. America cannot survive if the people are not virtuous, because they won't want to sustain freedom. America cannot survive if the people are uninformed. And it is an indictment on our media. It is an indictment on academia that so many voters in the United States of America are so dumb. Or maybe it's a hat tip to the leftists and the authoritarians in corporate media, in academia. Maybe I should be giving them props, because they have managed to pull the wool over the eyes of people that gathered by. I mean, apparently these protests, I didn't watch them. I'm over it. I don't think there's, I don't think there's anything, frankly, to be gained at this point right now. The only thing that I would be concerned about is, again, President Trump. I don't care what he's doing, and he's doing great work. He's got to turn the economy around. People got to see that. People got to feel that. And we're starting to see it. We're starting to see it in some inklings, but people got to feel that. That's just being real. But again, just for the record, Gabe, I think you should get this down. These people are protesting against Trump. No Kings movement. Again, Biden persecuted pro-lifers. Biden imposed COVID lockdowns. Biden censored conservatives on social media. He weaponized the DOJ against his political opponent. Kamala Harris didn't even have to run in a primary. But it's Donald Trump that's the king? Donald Trump let them protest in Washington, D.C. Joe Biden protected his family from persecution. Hunter Biden. There was remember the IRS whistleblowers, Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler, that revealed the systemic interference with the Biden DOJ's Hunter Biden investigation, including, this is from AMAC, including that the DOJ rejected more serious potential charges, blocked critical evidence from Biden's laptop, strategically limited the investigation scope. That was under the Biden administration. Remember Pardongate? All these people that were pardoned, now we suspect by the AutoPen, Mar-a-Lago raid, Twitter files, where literally you had Biden's DOJ going, or I believe it was FBI, visiting some of these social media people and telling them what to do, what to censor, mostly conservative stuff or opinions when it came to the jab. You had Joe Biden defying the Supreme Court of the United States when it came to student loan forgiveness, the eviction moratorium that was implemented by the EPA, that were telling people they could not kick renters out of their homes that weren't paying rent because of COVID. That was all under the Biden administration. And then, of course, we can't forget the open borders from the Biden administration, where literally you had no say in that. None of you voted for that. And yet what Trump is trying to do is trying to make sure that it is America first, that American citizens are treated like citizens, that they get priority over illegal aliens. And you got people showing up in at a No Kings movement saying he's doing this, he's doing that. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Where's that video of Don Lemon? Don Lemon, forgive me, Gabe. Don Lemon was out on the street. Where is it at? He was asking people about. Oh man, I got to get you guys to see this video. Oh man, where is it? Forgive me. I know this is. Gabe, if you could help me find that one with Don Lemon. I don't know what number it is. It's for some reason I can't find it, but I know it's a number on this. Yeah, let's do that. If we could run that real quick. Cut number 7, please.
Black people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally, get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away without due process as a citizen, isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for? Go back and read what the Second Amendment says. And perhaps it will knock some sense in the heads of these people who are saying, well, it's all great. I don't believe they're doing it without due process. They're asking people for papers. They're not really beating people up. These people are doing things that are illegal. Nobody is illegal. It is a misdemeanor to cross the border. Now,
okay, nobody's illegal. It's a misdemeanor, which makes it illegal, Don Lemon. And here he is. This guy, he acted like he didn't know what the Second Amendment was about when he was on CNN. Now, all of a sudden, he's for the Second Amendment, and listen to what he's implying. If law enforcement comes to your door, they come knocking at your door. If you're an illegal alien criminal, because that's who ICE is trying to deport. Right now, I believe they're at over 400,000 illegal immigrants, mostly criminal illegal immigrants, that the Trump administration has deported. That does not include people that have just got up and like, I'm gone, I'm outie. I'm outie 5,000, G. I'm not sticking around. This guy is implying that you should shoot law enforcement for doing their moral duty and performing their job. That's what he's implying. Frankly, I don't know why he's not in jail. That's actually not the video that I was looking for, but I forgot about that oldie but goodie. That played over the weekend. There was another one where he was on the street trying to convince a woman that illegals weren't illegal because it was simply a misdemeanor. And the lady sitting there with her husband had to convince Don Lemon, and he just looked baffled. Like, wait. You say it's not illegal. It's the same thing that he said on the video. He was trying to convince her. Illegal immigration is not illegal. It's just a misdemeanor. And then she's like, isn't that just a different level of crime? Like, yes, when you come into our country, okay, it may be a misdemeanor. What crimes were you committing inside of the country, Don Lemon? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And this is what concerns me about the No Kings movement. They rely on people like this. They believe in people like this. And Don Lemon is just as clueless as the people that he's trying to inform. We are living in crazy times. Crazy times. No Kings movement is not a total laughing matter. It should actually scare the crap out of us that so many American voters are so ill-informed when it comes to politics. Hey guys, Carl Jackson here for MyPillow. A major retail chain just canceled a massive order, leaving MyPillow with an overstock of classic MyPillows. Now it's your gain. For a limited time, MyPillow is offering their entire classic collection at true wholesale prices. You get the standard MyPillow for just $17.98. If you want more, upgrade to queen size for only $22.98 or king size for $24.98. Snag body pillows for just $29.98 and versatile multi-use pillows for just $9.98. All you have to do is go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Carl, that is CARL, or call 800-858-0263. All right. Plus, when you order totals $75 or more, you'll receive $100 in free digital gifts. No strings attached. That's right. Premium pillows at unbeatable prices and bonus gifts to top it all off. Don't wait. Head to mypillow.com right now or call 800-858-0263. And don't forget to use the promo code Carl, CARL, to grab your standard MyPillow for just $17.98. That is insane. Can't beat that with a bat.
What does it mean for you to be here today, representing, what you're standing for?
There's so many things, mostly like freedom of speech, of like being able to gather and tell everybody like why we don't like about this administration, and pretty much that being that's a right. Like, we are legit worried we're going to lose. And we're here to prove, like, we don't want to lose that right.
Not only can you speak your mind like you're doing at this protest, but you can look like a complete idiot doing it. What's up with that costume? What is up with the costume? Guys, this is, I got to be honest with you. I want to laugh at this stuff. Actually, I am laughing at it because it's funny, but it's also scary because what we're witnessing is how far the radicals have been able, or what a job they've been able to do in brainwashing so much of the electorate, of their constituents. And I get it. Guys, listen, I don't agree with Donald Trump on 100% of things, but if you're going to talk about policy and know what the heck you're talking about. No kings. You're scared you're going to lose free speech, but you're out in the middle of the streets protesting. Would a king allow you to do that? And then what the heck are you saying? I can't even completely understand everything because you're in a freaking, looks like a costume that's suffocating you. I don't even get that. That doesn't even make sense to me. That is insane. Let's go to cut number oh man, what is it? Cut number 17, please. These are all the people that called Donald Trump a fascist, that calls him an authoritarian. Let's roll this clip. This is an oldie but goodie. You guys might remember some of these clips. Cut number 17, I believe it is, Gabe.
You shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others for providing misinformation out there.
There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
There are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda, and whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrent.
If people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block. It's really hard to govern today.
This is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability.
The First Amendment is not absolute. It does not protect any single thing anyone says. And there are limits, and that's important. And what this committee has been trying to do for the last year and a half is to chill the federal government from monitoring what is going on social media.
When you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox do, it is very, very clearly incitement of violence. Very clearly incitement of violence. I believe that when it comes to broadcast television, like Fox News, these are subject to federal law, federal regulation in terms of what's allowed on air and what isn't.
So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways.
Okay, that was Ketanji Brown Jackson. Guys, again, just a reminder, Obama, IRS scandal, what else? Fast and Furious scandal, Benghazi scandal, destroyed our healthcare system, trying to socialize our healthcare system, make it single payer. That's destroyed it to this day. Biden persecuted pro-lifers, went after his political opponent, tried to get his son off, censored conservatives, locked down conservatives, disobeyed the Supreme Court rulings when it came to student loan forgiveness, amongst other things, weaponized the DOJ against his political opponent. And you have these people that are demanding that Trump was kicked off of social media platforms, but it's not them that are the fascists, that are the authoritarians. It's Trump. And again, I cannot help but to look at some of these crowds and just think, look at how many useful idiots. This isn't grassroots. They had to be told to show up, right? Maybe their friends, I'm sure some went along with their friends and so on, etc. But look at how many of these idiots gathered together on street corners that couldn't even explain why they're there. And then if they mention free speech, there's like nothing ringing in their head. Oh, wait a minute. I'm out here protesting. This is free speech. No one's coming after me. I don't have to worry about going back to my place and my place being raided by the FBI or DOJ in any sort, way, shape, or form. I'm not concerned. I'm not wearing masks. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. I'm just out expressing my views, but I'm scared of the tyrant in the White House. This is crazy. This is crazy. And guys, it's not going to get better. I wish I could say that it was. It's not gonna get better. Listen to this. Hat tip life set. FBI investigating potential sniper setup near Trump's Palm Beach arrival. You guys heard about this? This another sniper's nest apparently. Now the FBI are looking into this, and all sources are in play. All sources are in play, but you have this apparently what appeared to be a sniper's nest set up. Federal authorities had tip LifeSet are investigating a security threat after the Secret Service discovered a hunting stand positioned with a clear line of sight to the location where President Trump exits Air Force One in Palm Beach, Florida. The FBI is taking control of the investigation. Officials said the elevated stand was found last week near the Air Force One landing area at Palm Beach International Airport. Now, I've heard from people that this isn't a hunting location per se. This isn't a place where people go and hunt. So obviously, this was somebody that was probably trying to send a message or do damage. And then there was a potential shooter that was stopped at the Atlanta airport earlier this week. And my concern is you got all these crazies on the left talking this nonsense, talking about authoritarianism, talking about fascism, constantly calling us Nazis. You see what happened to Charlie Kirk. You think those people are like, oh, maybe this is people on the right, people on my team. Maybe this is going to calm things down. No, it's not going to calm things down. I hate to tell you guys, you have to understand that we got to continue to fight for freedom. We have to win in 2026. We have to win in 2028. We have no other choice. I pray to the Lord Jesus that we win these races in Virginia and in New Jersey. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Zoran Mamdani, but obviously that is a scary situation. Let's go to cut number 19. I know you guys have heard of this. I think I played it before, but I want to play it again. If we could go to cut number 19, Zoran Mamdani. And then, of course, there was news that broke earlier. He was, basically chilling with this imam that is known. Actually, I have the story. Let's play cut number. Look, we can play cut number 19 while I look for the story.
But the question is how you'll make them free.
We will fund the revenue that would have otherwise been brought in from fares. And that's something that we would do in partnership with Albany. And I've put forward two proposals. The first is to raise taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. That would raise $4 billion. The second is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, which would raise $5 billion.
Okay. So this fool is going to drive more job creators out of the state of New York. You understand that? It's not going to be free. It's never free. Any government politician has to take your money and redistribute it in order for things to be so-called free. They're never free. There's nothing that is ever free from the federal government. Please get that through your heads. Please understand that. Those bus rides, I mean, the rough, tough, and dangerous in LA, the RTD, that's what we used to call it back in the day. It has got, bus rides are going to be insane. You think bus rides in New York City are bad now? I guarantee you they're going to be 3-4 times worse. Same with the subway if he does that out there, because now everybody, the crazies, the nut jobs, every single one of them, the thugs, everybody can afford to go on, and it's going to create havoc. This is a Nepo baby that has never, honestly, it's frustrating me that Cuomo and Sliwa couldn't take this guy out in a debate. That should have been an easy debate, frankly, for both of them. I'm just being real. That's disappointing. This Nepo baby that has never worked a real job, worked for his mommy, is getting ready to possibly run the city of New York because people are angry and because people think that he sounds good and he looks good and he smiles all the time. Meanwhile, Zoran Mamdani's sympathy for Islamism is of the queers for Palestine variety, a mix of Marxism, critical theory, pure hatred for American Western culture. It is the latter, this from the New York Post, that leads him to ally with terrorists. Lefty New York City Mamdani gleefully campaigned this week with a notorious gay-hating Brooklyn imam who is an unindicted co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and who has been linked to other terrorist activity in the United States, including urging jihad on the Big Apple. Democratic frontrunner to become the city's next mayor was seen laughing and grinning while standing arm in arm with Siraj Wahash at the Imam's Bedford-Stuyvesant Mosque in a photo the socialists posted to X. They don't care. They know they have you. Look at these people on the No Kings protest. Man, 20 plus years ago, we were attacked by Islamist extremists. Now New York City looks like they may vote one in, and he's just laughing in our face. I wouldn't doubt if they plant a freaking flag on whatever Capitol building is out there, a Muslim flag of some sort. It's insane.